Hi, blessings, everyone. It's just after 8:30 here in Edinburgh. It's Friday morning. I'm just checking here. 2nd of November, 2018. So we're in the 11th month. 11 being a gateway month, and we've certainly been doing our work this year in terms of gateways and these stargates that are opening up in the earth and the light of this new earth. There's a lot of deep feeling coming through of this new earth. There's a lot of deep feeling coming through in terms of this illusion that is breaking. It's shifting into more and more light to allow the density to be freed. So it's really important for us to be able to really feel our grounding and to inhabit the earth and our body through this deep feeling that's happening, and this rising in our consciousness, where the senses are being awakened, and we're really living through more feeling in terms of our sensitivity as we move forward. The heart being blessed with opening and the higher self coming in to guide us through the heart. So I'm just sending some energy through this morning. The sun is shining here. It's coming in the window. And the trees are, well, the tree that was full of energy and full of leaves had squirrels running around in it when I first came here. It was amazing to watch these little creatures scurrying in this tree. I hadn't seen this for a number of years, and it was beautiful. So the trees that have leaves remaining are a golden colour. It's very autumnal, and there is a chill in the air. But it's very interesting because I went out yesterday just locally to buy one or two things, and I'm very aware how the energy is quite different nowadays. Yesterday being the 1st of November, there's still people walking around with no coats and t-shirts and vests, looking really comfortable. And it says a lot about the vibration, because it's quite a different experience when your vibration is raised. We don't really need much in terms of protection, because everything is taken care of. And I was very aware of this when I was out yesterday, really seeing the sense of openness, and it's beautiful. And long may it remain. I wanted to do a message this morning, what I'm experiencing in terms of the new earth and the children. And I've been writing a book for a number of years. It's not really moving in terms of the actual script at this time, but I'm continually being fed information and knowledge to put in this book, and it's a book that's been with me since I published my first book. Well, since I wrote the first book. It's not the same, because I wrote this book in 1997, 98, Healing from the Heart, and the new book, which is about the healing child and the new children, is very much a book for all of us as a community globally, but also really sharing the message of the freedom of the children and their needs at this time. Needs at this time, it's always been a need. There's more emphasis on these new kids because of their high energy. Children who are gifted, I've worked with many people that are gifted, and including myself in terms of my own gifts, and it's certainly a very powerful journey when you are living through your gifts and you're in the universal source and the energies that are coming through. And I was already living in this energy for a long time. I wasn't consciously aware. I was aware that I was attracting, which I've always done. But there was people starting to come and visit me in my home, and I was sitting with parents, and as they were asking about their children, and that was in 1988. So that energy has certainly been there for a long time, and this is something that was part of the flow of life. It wasn't something that I had asked for, or had really any awareness of until it happened. So the kids are really, I've got a strong connection with children at a universal level. I believe that children and this sensitivity that I'm speaking about and these gifts that are presented through the kids, there's always a word of caution from me with regards to their environment. And it's something that I have experienced throughout my lifetime, because I'm extremely sensitive to my environment, but I'm an earth sensitive, so I feel energy coming through the earth in a way that can really be powerful. It knocks, it shakes my energy, and it can happen in any given moment. So it's good to know what that is, because for a long time I didn't know what it was. So the kids that are coming in at the present time, and their awareness, they're very much children that are self-realized in terms of their path. Lots of these children remember. They know where they came from. They have a strong awareness of their higher self and their connection with Source, and that they are being cared for in a very much in a universal way. So these children are part of the global community, and I would say that the kids that are here on the earth and this fast rate that they've been coming in, they're part of our awakening process, and they're assisting with this planetary shift. But they're also children that are deeply loved by the globe, and it's really good to recognize when you have children of your own that the kids are part of this universal consciousness, that they are very much loved by all of us worldwide. And the more that we become conscious of this, and the more that the parents are conscious of it, the less stress there is on their upbringing, because it allows this energy to come in that is supporting the individual child through a very deep awareness that they are love, and that they have many parents, and they have family everywhere they go, where they can really feel that they are connected. Now, I'm saying that, but they do know that they're connected. Inside themselves, they know that they're connected. It's important for us to recognize that each of them brings their special gifts with them. And in the early stages of life, I feel that these children really need to be in a safe environment, in a natural environment, which is a better way to put it. I feel that they should be very close to the earth, to really allow their early years to be fully embraced by Mother Earth, and that these star children are very much part of this star family energy, this energy that comes in through the light and these spheres of light, and they're really brought to the earth through the mother in a way that is freeing. The freeing process should be for both of them. And in a mother that's conscious, she will understand this. The love that is shared with these children through this freeing process is actually, it's a very beautiful love, because there's a sense of non-attachment, but there's also a very, very deep awareness of the guardian spirit and this loving energy that transmits through the parents to the child that is universal. So it's really good for all the parents out there and the new parents to be able to meditate together. If they can meditate as a collective and have the child within this collective energy, and the children, they don't have to be there physically, but it's a beautiful meditation to do to really ground these energies and allow this pressure that can come of the upbringing of the children to be released, knowing that they are fully embodying this this new source of energy, this new earth energy, and that they are individuals that are guided from inside, and they're in small form that obviously will grow throughout their lives. The essence of the child is within all of us. It doesn't matter how much we heal ourselves and how much we take on roles in our lives. There is always a child inside us that is very much part of this essence that I speak of. And these kids are very connected in with this. It's this preservation of the child. There's lots of work that is communicated around the inner child and inner child work. What I get shown is that there has to be an awareness, particularly for these universal souls and these children that are part of this universal source, and the recognition of our universal connection inside, that the children will always know that they are part of a much bigger picture, because that is the way that they have been introduced to the world. They're multidimensional. So the grounding process for these kids in terms of them being able to, grow through life is very important, because they really need to know, as they move through time, that this essence that I speak of is in a place of belonging, that it doesn't become separate. And separation can happen through fear, anxiety, too much education, as they call it, academic life, and also the beauty of their own essence inside, which is really that light that is inside the child that should never diminish. It should always be there as a place to restore and to unify the kids, to accept this universal source for who they truly are, and for the parents to be consciously aware, of course, of this source of love. I could go on and on about this, and I could talk about it forever, I guess, but excuse me, just having a drink. The time factor for the children. Each year, a child will have a day of birth. Now, this day of birth is also a birthing process that is recognized through the mother. So the mother is able to celebrate herself as a source of unity and her own birthing process with the child. And it's really beautiful if she can be aware of her need to ground and release, as well as a child. So a little ceremony can be put in place, or a big ceremony, depends how you want to do it, but at least to have a ceremony and a ritual around the child moving into another year of internal growth, where the child is able to recognize within themselves that they are physically growing from a space of sacred unity and balance inside. And this process, if it's done each year, then the child will be much freer, much lighter, and really less caught up in worldly matters in terms of any pressure and intensity that's maybe in their surroundings or just on the earth at large. They're able to retain their light energy and their connection with the bigger picture through a place of creativity and their imagination. And lots of these children will be artists and they are creators inside. Lots of them will go on to become leaders in their communities, and they will generate and really bless life through a place of openness. So it's very important for a family, if you want to call it that, in terms of the generations, to recognize that the child is free, that there is a need for every member of that family to bless this child with freedom and to allow the child to move through their life with a sense of value and also a sense of uniqueness. And I emphasize this because the way forward for the new earth is really about a deep love that is connected with oneness. And this oneness can be part of the bigger picture, obviously, but within the context of family and generations, then we have this sense of deep value for one another through non-attachment. The problems that are happening on the earth in terms of space and time, in terms of our own personal space, which is a big one at the moment, and also the boundaries that are connected with the earth and with land. It's all part of a very ancient root in the earth, which is deeply rooted in owning. I'm trying to get the right words here. As a sense of ownership, protecting ourselves through own the land, we own the property, we own everything. We keep ourselves separate, feeling that that's the only way that we can really be safe, when actually it's the opposite that's needed. We need to open up our hearts and recognize that the land that we live on belongs to all, that the house and anything that we retain, that we believe that we own, even through ancestral ownership and through generations of attachment to materialism, this all needs to go. There needs to be an awareness that we share our lives through being free, and where anything that is part of our environment and our surroundings is recognized as true freedom. And what happens is that instead of being protected or feeling that we're protected, we're actually able to breathe again, and that everything that is part of unity consciousness that brings us together into the whole is released into this openness and this heart space. Having an open space within our home creates a beauty that allows us to share the sacred within the home without any loss. I'm going to say that again. We share the sacred in our home without loss. There's no fear. We're not afraid that we're going to lose something that's precious, because everything is already part of this universal source. And therefore, the value and the true value is in that which is shared. And this deep harmony that comes from being able to feel into life through a space inside us that is unified and is equal in terms of our life experience. When we have this ability to recognize this openness within ourselves, then everything becomes more gentle, more peaceful. And also, there is a deeper awareness of value within who we are. There is no fear. And the fear of loss is one of the biggest issues that we have in our human form. We're afraid of losing, when actually we don't own anything. We don't even own ourselves. We have this connection that is fully connected into the source of life. The sharing that comes from this openness is like a flower that opens from inside and is really opening up into this starlight energy and is blessing all of life with her beauty. And this essence of this, and also there's a silky, sensitive feeling of this beauty that is very large, is part of the opening on the planet, which is bringing the children through, and it is allowing them to fully connect with this essence of love. Children that are able to share through their gifts, to be creative, to be the light that they are, they grow into very healthy individuals. And there is a sense of perfection within their makeup, where the perfect is not man-made, or is not part of our human perception to what perfection should be. It is already perfect in its essence. And therefore, when we open up our environment, we're opening everything inside us that says that we are love. And there is no need for any security or protection. It is a universal flow. And this is also shared with the children, where they learn true value and who they truly are without fear. So I'm just going to do a meditation on this this morning. And I'm really just connecting in with this deepening on the planet. And this month of 11, which is very much connected in with the gateways that we've been experiencing this year. And we're bringing these energies from the gateways into our hearts. And all the gateways that have opened throughout this year, we're bringing it into this moment and into this source of alignment that we're experiencing with Mother Earth, and this present the presence of the present, where we can really feel who we are through this essence of inner value. So as we connect in with this beautiful space and this amazing energy of value, valuing myself, limitlessness, beauty, and being real in a world that is elusive. So we're just connecting into this present moment reality. Is there a question there? Who am I in my present form? And in this infinite awareness of this blessing I receive now and in each infinite moment. This blessing of value. And the truth of who I truly am as a universal being and a source of light. Inside. And as we unite with our presence, we can feel this beauty that shines from inside. And this deep love for life. This amazing connection that is natural and free. And if we go more deeply, we can feel into our universal child inside. The joy of this and this effervescence that comes from our own star child inside. And as we unite with this star and the star child that we are, we can open this energy into the light of all the children that are blessing this earth. Their message and their passage of time, which they may recognize as a place of growth. So we're just allowing this energy and the children to feel this essence of who they truly are as we share this energy with the globe and every child on this earth. Acceptance and value, deep respect for their journey of life. Their creativity, their wholeness and their holiness as light bearers of this new earth. Mate, 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 mate. Ta-da. the breath of life. So we're just surrounding these children and our own star child inside with universal light and lightness of being, blessing their passageway of life with the wisdom and love of all that is free. Their multi-dimensional selves. Atamata, itamata, te, mate, mate, mate. Oi, ne, ne, ne. And so we can say thank you to the children and this deep gratitude for life, the blessings of sharing, where we expand into one another and share our love and this essence of soul. Deep beauty and knowing of who we truly are. The blessed ones of the stars. Asamatina. It's me. It's me. Thank you. So we can just bless our own star child inside and this freedom and love. And we're just allowing this energy to flow through every cell of our being. Master, 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 master. So we can allow this light and this beauty to flow. The joy of unity and freedom. Mm. So thank you for this meditation and this message, this universal message that's being shared this morning. And have a beautiful day. May the sun shine on you. Namaste.